Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. Homelessness on the forefront for both the city and the county. A look at how they're planning to tackle the issue this year. Plus, court is back in session. The trial of Leslie Chance continues. Today, one of her daughters taking the stand for the defense. What she told the jury about her parents' relationship. Allison?
And we are tracking dry and warming temperatures as we head into your Tuesday, but that all changes later this week. I have more details on your full forecast when 23 ABC News at 5 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. The community has been outspoken about homelessness and the impact stemming from it. So this year, 23 ABC is dedicated to continuing the discussion of the homeless crisis here in Kern County. Both the city and county have also prioritized homelessness as one of the biggest issues in our community. According to officials, several homeless initiatives that were launched in 2019 are expected to see fruition this year. 23 ABC's Bayan Wang reviewed some of those initiatives and joins us live in studio with more. Bayan?
Jessica, certainly a lot of initiatives, but the development of a low barrier shelter is at the focal point for our local government. Of course, the county solidified their location for a shelter at the end of 2019, while the city is still in the process of confirming their own. On top of that, the Bakersfield Homeless Center and the Mission at Kern County both vowed to add 40 new beds to their shelters, and they expect to have that done by the end of the year.
We're going to start out for the 40. We made that commitment as an organization a couple of weeks back. We actually been working with the city on that project.
Kern County learned a lot in 2019, a point-in-time count revealing that the number of unsheltered homeless individuals doubled from the year prior, the majority residing on the streets of Bakersfield.
This problem was not created overnight. This has been an ongoing issue for the last 5-6 years. It's going to take more than 2020. I hope that we make a big dent in 2020.
A hail of complaints from the community spurred action from both city and county officials, adding more resources to combat the issue. A rapid response team launched in September of 2019 has responded to nearly 1,500 requests to clean up homeless encampments and trash, completing over 95% of their tasks. This year, the Bakersfield Homeless Center may join the cleanup initiative from 6:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, a contract that would run through December if approved. Private security established for the downtown area will remain, while city staff will recommend an extension for a biohazard cleaning team launched in 2019. If passed, their hours would increase from 20 to 26 hours per week. On top of that, the county confirmed a location of a low barrier shelter in central Bakersfield, while the city is still deciding between two locations for their own shelter in southeast Bakersfield.
We really need to start focusing on detox facilities to get people off the streets. We need to start talking about wraparound services that can start helping folks that are dealing with mental health, job training, to get those people into permanent housing.
And tomorrow night, the city is inviting the public to their third homeless community meeting at 6 p.m. in the Potato Room at the Mechanics Bank Convention Center. The city is encouraging residents to express how homelessness may be affecting their community. For now, live in studio, Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Bayan, thanks for that. Leslie Chance is back in court for her retrial, and today new witnesses took the stand, including one of her other daughters. 23 ABC's Alex Bell joins us live from downtown Bakersfield and has more on her testimony today. Alex?
Yes, Leslie Chance's attorney called Sarah Chance to testify, and Sarah said that she was very close to her father, and she even called herself a daddy's girl. Now, defense attorney Tony Lidgett asked Sarah questions about family vacations in the summer of 2013. Sarah and her family visited the beach, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. He also asked her about their marriage, and she said she doesn't remember them having issues except for about one fight 2 weeks prior to Todd's death. Now, they also had Sarah look at surveillance video and asked if she believed anyone in that video was her mom, and she repeatedly said no. And during cross-examination, Andrea Kohler asked Chance how her mother Leslie felt about guns. Chance testified that her mother did not like guns, and it was not a surprise to anyone that she didn't like guns. Chance also testified that her mother did go shooting for the first time just a few weeks before Todd's death. Now, Andrea Kohler also asked Sarah if she thought it was weird that her and her mother only visited her father's gravesite once together, and Sarah said she didn't think that that was weird at all. And Sarah also mentioned that her and her mother spoke a few times about who could have possibly wanted to kill her father, and she said perhaps somebody that wanted to take his car. But court's expected to resume tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I'll have some more details then. Jess?
Well, Alex, let me go back just a moment. That family vacation was brought up. Why was that brought up? Was there anything of significance in that?
Yeah, so the reason why they brought that up is because they actually did a CSI experience when they were there, and so they reenacted and learned about different crime scenes and how to solve them, and they actually completed a course, so they brought that up. And Lidget actually said, after that experience, did it make you want to go out and kill anyone? He asked that to Sarah today, and she said no.
And what about that fight just 2 weeks prior to Todd's death? Did she say what they were fighting about?
Yes, Sarah did mention what they were fighting about. She said that they were fighting about cleaning and that her father never cleaned and it would, bother her mother. But after that fight, everything went back to normal.
And then they also talked about the surveillance video, though. She said that it's definitely not her mom in that video. How does she know?
Yes, she was asked repeatedly if that was her mom in any of the surveillance video, and she said no because of two reasons: body shape and feet. She said the body shape of the person in those videos was definitely not her mother, and the feet were way too small to be her mother's feet.
Alex Bell reporting for us tonight live from the downtown courthouse. Alex, thanks for that. As you mentioned, court resumes tomorrow at 9 a.m. Well, today, Assemblyman Rudy Salas introduced a new bill that would implement accountability and transparency measures for local fairs. They were reportedly recommended by the state auditor following its investigation of a district agricultural association, which operates under the oversight of the California Department of Food and Ag. These associations hold local fairs and exhibitions and hire employees to oversee operations and ensure certain policies are being implemented. Following the whistleblower complaints, the state auditor report found that a state county fair grossly mismanaged state resources. Our 23 ABC I team was able to pinpoint that the Kern County was the fair that was under investigation. Now, this assembly bill would address some of the most concerning issues found in the report by requiring directors to attend ethics training each year and report salary information. A Bakersfield police officer is recovering after being involved in a crash in Oildale this morning. It happened at the intersection of Airport Drive and State Road around 11:30 a.m. The officer, who police would not identify, was driving northbound on Airport in a marked patrol vehicle when another vehicle crashed into him. Witnesses at the scene told police the officer had the green light. The other driver ran a red light. The officer suffered moderate injuries and was taken to a hospital for treatment. Police say the other driver was not injured and stayed at the scene. The investigation is ongoing. The Bakersfield Police Department needs your help finding a suspect vehicle that was reportedly involved in a deadly hit and run last month. According to police, a man in a wheelchair was crossing the street at Chester Avenue and 3rd Street in an unmarked crosswalk when he was hit and killed. The suspect drove off southbound on Chester Avenue following the collision. BPD said they are looking for a white, later 1990s or early 2000s Chevy Suburban or GMC Yukon. You can see a picture of it on your screen now. And they say it could have possible front end damage. Now, if you have any information, you are asked to call BPD at 327-7111. A third person has been arrested and booked in connection to a shooting that took place in Wasco last month. According to the sheriff's office, 21-year-old Samuel Oliva of McFarland was arrested Friday and booked on charges of attempted murder, robbery, and conspiracy. KCSO said deputies were dispatched to Griffith Avenue near 7th Street, where they found a 33-year-old man suffering from a gunshot wound. The victim was transported to Kern Medical by helicopter and at last check was listed as stable. 2 other people were arrested last month in connection to the crime: 27-year-old Juan Casillas of Wasco and 35-year-old Maria Ramirez of McFarland. Kern County Supervisor Leticia Perez, who is currently being charged with misdemeanor conflict of interest, was named chairperson of the Board of Supervisors during a special meeting today. Chairman Perez is currently facing 2 misdemeanor charges for conflict of interest. Prosecutors alleged Perez stood to gain financially from a vote on whether to allow the legalization of marijuana in Kern County in October of 2017. In August, a judge said the 5th District Supervisor was discriminated against for political reasons in the conflict of interest case case. If convicted, Perez could face up to a year in county jail and be prohibited from holding elected office for 4 years. A status conference in the case is scheduled for January 17th. The Kern Law Enforcement Association has launched a campaign to try and protect the oil industry. This, of course, coming after Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to shift away from fossil fuels and toward clean energy. KLEA launched its Keeping California campaign today. Kern County is the 5th largest oil producer in the United States. According to KLEA, there are nearly 15,000 jobs in the oil industry and nearly 10,000 supporting jobs. Newsom signed 6 bills in October for clean energy, including one that will block state lands from being used for new federal oil extraction.
Well, we had a relatively mild day across Kern County with yet another nice sunset. But as we head into the evening hours tonight, those temperatures are going to be dipping down quickly. 48 degrees right now here in Bakersfield with mostly clear skies. But really across the region, we have been seeing much warmer temperatures than this time yesterday. Fraser Park up 9 degrees, Tehachapi up 11, and Jawbone Canyon up 10. And this trend is only going to continue. That's all thanks to high pressure that's dominating over the region. So you can see not much going on across the West Coast, but that's all going to be changing later this week. I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes. Those overnight lows, though, here in the valley in the upper 30s, low 40s in the foothills, and low 30s in the South Mountains. But something that we are tracking is the chance for that early morning valley fog you could see in areas near Arvin, Bakersfield, as well as just north of the county. So that's something that we are tracking. No dense fog advisory at this time, but might see that later tonight. I have more details on when we could be seeing our next rain event coming up next.
Turning now to education news. If you are looking to enroll in college this upcoming semester, Bakersfield College is holding a one-day express enrollment this week. This is video of a previous express enrollment. You need to take a picture ID, high school transcripts if you're a recent graduate, or college and university transcripts. It's happening this Wednesday from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Panorama campus. You can check in at the Welcome Center in the administration building. Starting this week, the City Animal Control Unit will be offering low-cost vaccine clinics at local parks right here in town. Clinics will be held on the second Saturday of each month from 9 a.m. until noon. The first vet clinic will be held this Saturday at the park at Riverwalk. Pet owners will also be able to get their pets licensed and microchipped. Starting February 1st, vaccine clinics will no longer be offered at the Animal Care Center. For more information, be sure to head to our website, turnto23.com. You are invited to take part in a black tie gala to start 2020, maybe even dance with the mayor, all to help local folks in need. A press conference was held this morning to announce the inaugural Mayor's Ball, which will take place at CityServe on F Street next month. If you didn't know, CityServe connects families in crisis with more than 80 local churches of all denominations, helps families get back on their feet as well. Last year alone, it distributed $10 million in products to families.
They came knocking on my door when I didn't have anything. My husband left me and I didn't know what to do, and they came and they brought diapers, wipes, formula for my children.
And yes, Mayor Go and several of her organizers for the event said you may get the chance to dance with the mayor. Tickets are on sale for $100 each to attend the Black Tie Gala on February 8th. For more information, you can call the number on your screen, 371-2650, or head to our website, turnto23.com.